Hey guys, and welcome back to the podcast. I know if you're watching this on YouTube, you're like, what the heck? Because we have like I don't know, my opinion, it's a better background.
I think it's a better background.
Different vibe. We have a different name. It's now
New
called, I
brand.
know, some people are like, what are you doing now? But we changed the brand name. And if you've seen on Instagram, hopefully this will have gone out by now, probably. But on Instagram, I made a big decision and a big announcement that we are basically, or I am changing my Hayley Paige Johnson, like my business account, over to a joint account with my husband, Doug, because of so many different reasons why we're going to talk about in this podcast as well. We're going to talk about the name change in general and get some announcements for you guys, and also talk about a topic that, I don't know, we've had some like heated debate on social media over the last like couple of weeks, which is pursuing your passion or pursuing something that's more profitable.
Yeah, definitely. So let's start with the brand, okay? Because that's definitely going to be like the elephant in the room, to be super cliche.
Yeah.
Like, why the brand change, Hayley? Why did we decide to do these things?
Yeah.
What are you doing now?
I know. So for the first time, actually, we've tried to, I know, if you guys have watched my mom channel, I know we're not going to, Doug's like, don't mention it. But if you watch my mom channel, you'll know that like a long time ago, years ago, it wasn't that long, but it was years ago.
It was like 4 years ago.
Yeah. Okay. It was a long time ago. We try to like combine my face, my brand, because we're doing like YouTubing, whatever. We were YouTubers full time.
We were both trying to be full time. Like,
and I was like, do this with me and vlog with me. So it's like not as stressful. And it was such a fail because Doug's like not a YouTube dad, like not going to do it. Not going to be a vlogger unless it's like about your car, but like not about.
I don't even do that anymore. Like I used to try to do that.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't. Like,
so we did that once and it was a mistake, but we learned, whatever. But this time we feel 110% confident because Doug is the business. It's just,
totally
you don't see a lot of it, So he coaches our students. He does all the funnels. He knows everything about online courses.
The coaching, everything, like the tech stuff.
But that's just like one reason why.
Yeah. So that's one side of things. So one thing is that like there's two halves of this business. Okay, I'm not trying to say I'm coming in here and trying to get my steak or anything. Okay, like
no, he's still gonna actually post on his.
I'm still gonna have my own brand. I'm still gonna have my own stuff. But we needed to show people that this is a family effort. Okay, we needed to show people that it's possible with a family. Okay, so part of the change too is we want to be able to show you guys what the life is like. Okay, like why do we do the work that we do? How do we make things happen as a husband-wife combination?
Like our kids are literally in there doing their quote unquote quiet time.
Yeah,
like in a popsicle. Yeah. So we just want to like, I don't know, for as a side note, we want to show our kids that work can be fulfilling and like the whole mentality of like working until retirement and then bouncing out. It's like that's just not. We live like a whatever you want to say alternative lifestyle. So we homeschool our kids and we're looking at traveling, maybe part full time. I don't know.
Yep. Entrepreneurs.
So we want to show that, it's like so much more impactful. Like if I was to watch myself or whatever, that sounds weird, but if I was to watch myself years ago, I would want to see somebody that's living the life and demonstrating like what they, practicing what they preach online, basically.
Yeah, definitely.
Versus like quick tips.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. So the content's going to be quite a bit different. Okay, so I mean, we're still going to have tips for you guys. There's still going to be things that are really actionable that you can take and that you can implement. Okay, and there will also be some of that on Doug Does Digital. Go ahead and subscribe and follow
Doug.
But it's going to be things that are like the topics are just so much. I don't want to say broad, but they're going to hit on a level higher than business. Like they apply to more than just business. Okay?
Yes.
Like your life and your mindset and your goals and your relationships.
Yeah.
And everything that I personally believe like 90% of what's required to be successful with an online business are those things.
Your mind.
It's your mind and your life.
Your beliefs.
And like your beliefs and the direction you're going and like, the relationships that you have. Those are the things that are important to being successful in business.
We just want to come across more like laid back, more raw, unfiltered. And we want to talk about the things that are going to either prevent someone from having success. Because obviously it's still about making money online. It's that annoying niche, but it is. It's like digital income family, So we want to talk about the things that are going to, like I said, prevent you or propel you forward.
Yeah. And let's not forget too, that while you do have a lot of experience with content creators, a lot of our students, most of our students come to us not as influencers. Okay, like we work with really high level influencers.
Yeah.
But there are people that are just like no name normal people. And I always talk to them. When I talk to them, I say normal in quotes.
Yeah.
Like they're a normal person working 8 to 5s that are now able to quit their 8 to 5s because they worked with us and they were able to make things happen online. And because we have so many people that are successful like that, we were like, we can't leave those people out.
Yeah.
You need to create content that those type of people want to watch too, not just content creators.
And also, let's be honest, I am absolutely burnt out, which I still think that I'll give tips on like how to grow and stuff, but I'm pretty burnt out with YouTube hack tips. Like so many years of that, it's like, wow, I just want to help people, be able to live and work alongside their family if that's what they want to do,
Yeah, absolutely.
work less, live more, that whole slogan.
We're going to have a really cool slogan at some point.
It's
going
not
to be baller. It's going to be legit. But so today what we want to do is we want to be able to talk about, like Hayley said earlier, passions and profits. Do you chase money or do you chase your heart, your love, or whatever you do?
But before we do
we do that, yes.
I didn't know
I'm
we're
the cheesy side of the
We are clones of each other at this point. Just kidding.
And so, but before that, obviously we have some announcements. Okay, so if you are looking for step-by-step stuff, if you are looking for more direction with your business, go check out our masterclass.
Or if you want to make money online.
Let me rephrase that.
Yeah.
If you're thinking about it, if you're not sure about it, and you want to learn more about it, and you want to learn more about what's possible and what you can do, we have a masterclass for you guys. Okay, so this masterclass, it's not the same one that Hayley's done before. Hers was like, brands and making more money than brands and other things, very content
This is
creator.
like Doug and I both recorded it together.
And so this is us talking about how to find your business idea, how to find your $100,000 idea or
so
course
you can
topic,
work from
so you can
home
work
and all
from home
that.
and be with your kids and do whatever else that you want with life. And that was going to be the slogan, something like work how you want to do what you want.
We
with your
haven't
family or
obviously
it's
thought about
there.
everything.
Okay, it's getting there. So that's the first announcement. We have a masterclass, right? And then the second announcement, which we're also super excited about, is we've made improvements to and are reopening for enrollment Influencer Course Accelerator.
Yes.
So do you want to tell them about our program?
Yeah. Basically, if you guys are looking to start and scale your online course, so this is like everything from A to Z for how to launch it, how to find your profitable course idea. We cover that, how to launch it, and also how to scale it. So how to make passive income through your online course, how to grow on social media. This time it's different because we actually are launching it in a different way. So we have a longer payment plan. That was one thing that a lot of people said, well, this is like a big monthly fee. I can't do that. I can't swing that my husband or whatever spouse won't let me. So we made it longer. We're doing coaching this time for the people that want access to coaching and more hand-holding. So check it out. And it's also, just as a disclaimer, talked about at the end of the masterclass. I'm sure most of you guys know that, but in case you're thrown off guard, we do talk about in detail what you get, what you don't get, whatever, in the masterclass at the end. But yeah, so it's open for enrollment, and we're so excited about that.
Shoot us a DM if you have questions about anything. Like, we're more than happy to talk you guys through it.
Yes.
Part of our thing is like we want to be as transparent as possible and help the people that want to be helped.
Yeah, and like we're also living the business that obviously we teach people, so it is kind of a weird thing, but we have to tell you how this all works, and that is how this is how the business works. You make content and you promote certain things. Like, for instance, for this one thing is the masterclass. So that's what we teach people. That's what we do. And so that's the passive income side of it. But let's
get into this topic. I'm scared. We're going to see how this
goes.
goes.
Okay. I did like a thing on TikTok or I don't know, Instagram. And I talked about Kim Kardashian, which people seriously hate her, like honestly, or they love her. I'm kind of neutral, like whatever. But I talked about how, cause she did this whole thing. It was very polarizing about how people just need to get off their ASS and work, whatever. And so I put that in a reel, and I actually deleted the thread cause the girl was like going back and forth and so annoying, and I don't have time for that. But honestly, you do you if you want to leave those comments. But basically, I was just saying that it is true. Like, I feel like people nowadays have gone a bit soft. I don't know if we want to get real crazy here, but
I'm real crazy. I'm down.
They just, people want to live in like absolute alignment with everything they do. And if something doesn't feel good, and I hate to come down on it, but it's like a Gen Zer thing, like straight up.
I'm with it.
Lately,
I'm obviously not a Gen Z.
Lately, I feel like it's millennials versus Gen Z, and most of my audience is millennials. So maybe some of them aren't, and they would agree. I don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. Okay, if you don't know what a baby bottle pop is, then you probably don't vibe with this. You know,
or
what I'm saying?
Sobe Life Water. Okay, done. We can't. But anyways, so the thing about it is, like, I feel like. And millennials are soft too, okay? According to my dad, who thinks I'm like a baby, like can't handle anything of life.
Everyone thinks the next generation
the baby
is soft.
boomers,
okay,
like, get on us.
Okay.
But okay, so a lot of people nowadays talk about living in alignment. It's like there's this big manifestation niche on social media, and I like all of that, honestly, to an extent. I'm not about like, can I find $100 on the ground? But I do like the whole idea of talking about things that you like. Hello, we just changed our brand.
Yes.
So we can talk about things in the way that we like. And some might say, oh, well, now we're looking like we're doing things that's more aligned. And it's true, but there's an extent to it, So anyways, this podcast episode is more about like, should you pursue the thing that you feel 100% aligned with, that it feels good to create content every day, or should you pursue profit? And I think it's not that simple.
So let's start this off and be real crazy here. On the count of 3, we're going to say which one we think we should do. Whether
Doug,
it's passion or profits. Okay.
No,
1, 2, 3.
Profit.
Passions.
No,
Yeah,
Doug,
see?
you're so annoying.
Okay,
Yeah.
but let's talk about that. Okay, I don't think it's really passion. It's not just passion. Okay, if I have a passion for looking at ants on the ground, I'm not gonna make money talking about my passion
Says
for
a
ants on the
hobbyist.
ground.
Like,
Okay,
honestly,
yes,
Doug just
I'm
is
a pure
such a
hobbyist, like
hobbyist.
absolute
Yeah.
hobbyist. Okay, but if you don't like what you're talking about, if you don't want to talk
Trust
about
me,
the
I
things that you
know.
want to
I
do, this is where
freaking
Hayley
know.
is like,
I freaking know.
this is it. Yeah.
YouTube tips kill me.
Then-
I'll
then-
do it,
yeah.
but
then it's going to be harder
yes,
to make money.
100%.
Okay?
But
Yes.
what I sort of teach like our students too, it just totally depends. That's why I can't really say it's profit, because then some people will be like, Hayley is so greedy. Like, she just wants money. Actually, yes, 100%. Like, you are not going to have any time to pursue your passions of keyboards, Doug, cars, and computers, and what else? Anime.
it's a
I don't know.
lot.
You're
Yeah.
not his slew of hobbies. You're not going to have any time if you aren't making money. You're not going to have time for the hobby or passion,
Absolutely.
whatever.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And whatever. So there's also another thing. Now that I'm on TikTok, it's a black hole. Like, don't get it unless
that
you're
place
trying
is
to
sketch sometimes.
But we're posting on it, so we have to understand the algorithm. So you do have to do research, which is just scrolling it. It's horrible. But okay, so there is also this thing on TikTok with the Gen Zers. I swear, it's like both like okay. There's this thing where they talk about, oh, there's another person trying to monetize their passion. Like, they can, like they can suck it.
Dude,
Like,
I just want to bang my
you
head
need to
against the
just do
microphone.
what you love. Like, you don't need to monetize everything. Agree.
Well, no,
agree.
because their parents give them all their money, but whatever.
No,
Gen
Doug.
Zers. Anyways.
They probably don't have any money. I don't know what's going on there.
We're just
but,
tanking on you, just
yeah,
going after
but honestly, like, I just think you need to find a sweet spot. Okay, it's not passion or profit. It's like, okay, because we work with students, like I was just about to say. Someone will come in and be like, I love to. Now, woodworking, you could definitely monetize that. But I'm trying to think of something you literally
shout out
just,
to my
it's
homie
going to
that
be,
does woodworking.
yeah, it's going to be hard to monetize one thing. I can't think of what it is.
Yeah.
Like, you like swinging on a swing. Like, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. But that's
you can
what it is,
monetize
though.
most
no,
things.
No, yes. No, you can monetize it
some
to a
things
certain
are not
extent,
good.
But yes, some things are not profitable. Okay,
Yeah.
some things don't have a big enough market. You
yeah.
need an addressable market. You need to make business
And who's going to
decisions,
want to pay
okay?
for that?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you need to say, can I monetize my passion in a profitable, like smart business sense?
Yes.
Okay, you have to think that way, because if you don't, then you will always work for somebody else.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't matter. You will always be stuck in your 8 to 5 or living in your parents' basement.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where Hayley's coming from. Like, yeah, people online, they're like, don't monetize your passions. It's like, I don't want to have to monetize my passions, but if I don't like where I'm living, or if I
Yeah,
don't like
it's
what
like,
I'm
might as
doing with my
well.
life, I might as well do something with it.
Yeah.
And it's not going to ruin my passions, okay, if it is something I truly enjoy.
Yes. And I promise you, most people start liking what they're talking about if they're making money from it.
Absolutely.
Because then they can like live their life on their own terms. So
Yes.
yeah, you're tired of being this is what happens, okay? People come in, they've been a teacher for like 50 years. Not 50, but like, I don't know, like 10. And they're like, I hate my boss. I hate my kids. I'm just kidding. They don't like their kids. But like, they're tired of being a teacher. And
Yep.
I'm like, you should probably teach people how to be a teacher. Not that you could do that, but something like that. I understand that's college, but something like that. And they're like, oh, I'm so burnt out. I'm like, okay, but you're really good at this.
Yes.
They're like, but
yes.
I really want to talk about candle making. I'm like, okay, so let's like okay.
Yeah.
What if you didn't have to be a teacher in this person's example, but you could teach people? Would you like it then? They probably would start to like it.
Yes.
And they'd feel so fulfilled because
Yeah.
they're like, wow, I'm good and I can help people.
Yes. And so it's always that thing. It's like, if you don't have to do it, would you like it? It's like,
Yeah.
obviously
Yeah.
I would like it. Okay. If
Some
I
people
didn't-
are just burnt out
if I
with
didn't have
the things they're good at.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I didn't have to do my job,
Yes.
I'd probably like it.
Yeah, that happened to Doug actually.
Yes, and so that's kind of like where that thing comes from, and that's where Hayley's side comes from,
Yeah.
which totally makes sense. Okay, but the people that are online that are saying things like, "Don't ruin your passions," like, to me, it's not really your passion if you talk about it and then it gets ruined.
Yeah, totally.
Like, like at that point, it's just a hobby.
Okay, so like a good example is one of our students whom I'm sure most of you guys follow. I don't know, but Lisa from Farmhouse on Boone. You can look her up on YouTube. She literally is such a hobbyist, like similar to Doug. Like, she does all homemaking stuff, homesteading. Okay, she milks her own cow. She makes sourdough bread.
Yeah.
Obviously, she's monetized that. She's a YouTuber and a blogger from it, and she still, I'm sure, and I could tell. Okay, she still loves it. She does
Absolutely.
it whether the camera's on or off. So you can't assume you're gonna hate it just because you start making money from it.
Yeah.
You
That's-
know?
Yeah, that's not really the way that
And
works.
also, sometimes you just have to, like I, was calling the Gen Zers soft. Okay, sometimes you got to take one for the team.
Yeah.
Which is the team. Like, the point of this
Like a
podcast is
cream puff
your
soft,
family.
you know what I'm saying?
Okay, Doug. Let's not get too crazy. Okay, I don't want to offend too much. I'm soft too. Okay, so I'm like super soft. Like, people don't maybe perceive that of me. Actually, they probably do, but I don't know. Anyways, you got to take one for the team, which is your family. Most of you guys who watch me and Doug, you have families. Okay, so when you're sitting around thinking, should I pursue passion over profit. It's like your family's first if you want it to be. You know, this is just me being judgmental, obviously. But like for me, and you do you, but like my family and their income and time freedom and being able to school my kids on my own terms and do whatever. And I know I'm very polarizing in that way, but like that is of the utmost importance. I will talk about a tree and make money if I can make money from talking about a tree.
Yeah, and then that means
to get that freedom.
Yes, that means I can do what I want with my kids.
Yeah,
and that means I can do what I want to be able to do that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's like the thing that people need to understand is that we're not saying, you know, go try to monetize your, you know, or go try to just make money just for the sake of making money. No, there's a reason behind the why you're making money. There's a reason why.
And of course, like the girl that blew me up on wherever it was, she, no, there's nothing wrong with me. Okay, it's going to make me sound bad.
Just, easy.
Okay, she was like some artist girl doing some strange things. But when you look at her account, it's like, well, what are you doing with your life? Are you helping anybody but yourself? Your art or whatever, your passion, it's not helping your family. I'm not saying you have to. Okay,
we can't entirely just sit here and shit on somebody. Okay, like we can't do that.
You can't?
But
I'm just kidding.
But the thing is that it's true. Okay, you can't sit there and talk about one thing online if you're not doing something yourself.
I know.
Like,
it's like, okay. And a lot of people, you know, I feel a moral obligation to like make it for my family, and Doug does as well because
absolutely.
Of our children. So but
and we also feel a moral obligation to tell people the truth about how these things work.
Yeah.
Okay. You will not. It's very rare for you to find a perfect business opportunity that is 100% your passion, that is easy to do, that won't take any of your time or be able to do those things.
And that you just absolutely love. Yeah. It's like so rare.
The thing is that, not to be too pluggy here, but with online courses, you have a 95% chance of making that happen. You know, you can
it's closer
you honestly
to it.
Absolutely can't do that. Okay.
Yeah.
There's actually, it's kind of funny. Hey, this is going to come out of left field for Hayley, but I made a piece of content a while ago that was about Gundams, which are these little model
robots
kits, right? These little robots. And I highlighted a guy who's like probably the number one in that niche who does our Gundam model kit building, these little robots.
But this guy has like millions of followers, and like I did not know this niche. Okay,
millions of views.
I was like, holy,
like millions of views on like 40-minute videos and all this stuff. And so I shouted him out in one of my videos. And then he connected with me, and so we talked, and we had.
I just couldn't believe it. Like Doug's first piece of content, I'm like, are you serious? You're talking with some guy on Zoom at like literally 11 o'clock at night because he lives in a different country.
Yeah.
Because of this one reel you put out, and he's like massively popular.
Massively
like
popular.
I can't with it.
Yes.
Like honestly. But go ahead.
But what's cool is he is actually. Hayley doesn't. I don't think I ever talked about this with you, but he is actually, one of his taglines on his site is he wants to help people turn their passions into profits.
Oh, that's interesting.
Which is very interesting, right? Because his passion wasn't just Gundams; it was actually creation and design.
Yeah,
that's his passion. But he found Gundams and these building model kits and filming them, and turned his passion for design into a profit via that outlet.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what we mean, you guys, okay? We mean finding a passion for something that you really enjoy doing, and then finding a way to monetize it in a way that lets you express yourself, but also lets you make money.
Yes.
Okay, and
content creation, obviously.
Yes, and that's obviously like the way to be able to go. And I just thought it was funny because that's like his tagline that he's going for. And I'm not going to ruin everything, but he's got some ideas for stuff.
But also, like, for instance, you know, my very first online course, and I wanted to make money online. Like I already was as an influencer, but
you want to.
It was about YouTube tips. Okay, I'm not like some YouTube expert. I've talked about this before. We made a lot of money with that course, still do. But I didn't necessarily want to do a course on how to be a YouTuber. Like I was just a mom vlogger. But like I said, you take one for your family, you know, you take one for the team, and it's something that can free your family of their time or whatever.
Absolutely.
Then you just do it. So yeah, I think somewhere in the middle, but definitely leaning for me towards profit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have seen so many instances where people choose something just because they think that it'll be profitable. They absolutely hate it, but it's like I can't read their mind. I have no idea. Well, you actually hate this. Oh my gosh, like
people,
don't do it.
People just want
you have to like it somewhat.
They do things because they think it'll be more profitable, and it's like a better business decision, but at the end of the day it's not, because you don't like it.
Yeah, I think it's like with this type of business, like making money online, having an online presence, even if you're not like some mega influencer but still trying to monetize something, you have to create content. So you have to look like you enjoy it, and you have to actually enjoy it to some extent, or have enjoyed it in the past to be able to get on camera and be believable. People are so smart.
Yeah, and
if they can sense
that, they sense that you don't like those things.
You got to have polarizing opinions on it, even if you're kind of burnt out from it. You know, you got to like stand for something in that industry or whatever. So
yeah, and so like I want to put it kind of in a sense where like you can't it's not like a coin flip at this point. Okay, it's one of those things where you really have to think about it. Like, am I doing this because I'm more passionate about things, or should I go towards things that are more profitable? But it really comes down to like, why are you doing it? Okay, you always have to remember, why are you doing it?
Because if you are in a rock and a hard place, like, okay, if you are really not making a lot of money at your job or about to get laid off, like the world is crazy, you know, or if you have a sick spouse and you need to replace their income,
you're gonna need
now
to suck it up. Like,
you gotta just do the profit thing, and you gotta force it. Now, some people will be like, oh my gosh, Hayley, but sometimes, like, especially because this podcast is for families, you know, people with families, it's like you got to do some crazy things to help your family, you know. So I will do anything, like most of you guys, everybody, you know, to help my family. I just think a lot of people, when they're initially starting out, they don't need this income. And I've always needed the income online, because I'll never go back to a boss. Never. I'd rather do anything else, you know. I mean, ethical, obviously, but it's ethical. Yes. Okay, Doug. Like, suck it. But you know, my point to this is most people don't need it. They're just doing this as like a side hustle. And so they treat it like a hobby, like starting their social media platforms, you know, maybe selling their online course. They're not like do or die. And so because they have the luxury of choice, they start to like, you know, banter or, you know, bicker back and forth with themselves, whatever. You know, passion versus profit.
They start to flounder.
But when you start to like change your mental state and your whatever mindset about it, and you start to think, this is what I will be doing next year. I am doing this full time next year. Hell or high water, like I'm doing this business. This is what I want. This is the lifestyle I want. You see people online doing it. You're like, that is exactly what I want. You start making very clear decisions. You know, it's easier to be able to choose.
Yes. And this is my last point that I want to be able to talk about it with you here. I've done, and I'm not saying this to just like gloat here, okay, but I've sold over $500,000 in high ticket sales for one of our programs, right? For one of the things that we have. And the number one thing that I've been able to tell people on how I've been able to sell this, when I don't like sales, like I hate sales.
Oh yeah,
like,
he hates it. This is a good example of taking one for the team as a side note.
Yes, so I took one for the team because I hate doing sales, but I had to do it for my family. Okay, but what I am very passionate about is our program. And my passion comes through to people, and that's what is able to sell them. So I talk to our students, and I say, look, if you are passionate about what you're doing, and you're passionate about that you believe that what you're doing can change people's lives or can get them the result that they want, or you're passionate about whatever content it is that you're creating, people see that.
Oh, yeah.
People see it, and
they
people want to
be
buy
on your
from
team.
you. They want to be on your team. They want to represent you. They want to support you. And so that's why I fall more on the side of passion. And like, you'll find the way to make it profitable.
Yes. And I do too. Okay.
I know. We both like, whatever.
It just depends. Like, I can't answer that, you know, because it totally depends on your needs, you know, in your life.
Yeah, but it just depends. Like, what do you guys think? You know, where do you fall on this thing? So, you know, I would actually be very interested to hear that. Like, if you're watching this on YouTube, or shoot us a DM or something, let us know where you guys fall in terms of passions or profits, because I think that it's very interesting, and we're in a position in the world where you can monetize your passion. Yeah. I just think people are scared to do so because they're soft.
Oh, Doug. No, that's not
we're
why.
Gonna end it on this?
No, Doug. Oh, okay. People aren't scared to do it, not because they're soft.
No, people think that they're going to ruin their thing. And this was another thing.
People think that they won't like it anymore. I'm not going to lie. That might be the case.
It might be. But
not for you, though. Not if you truly love it.
Not if you truly love
it.
And
if you monetize your cars, like your drift car, you'd still love it.
Yes. So this is that other thing that I learned. And I learned from this guy, like just talking to him for a minute.
The Gundam guy.
Yeah, Gundam guy. Studio G, follow him if you're husbands or whatever want to see this, or whoever wants to see it. He also said, and I thought this was very compelling. He was like, most people don't have passions.
Yeah, I don't.
They just have money and they're bored.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, man, that is so true. Like, people are just bored and they just have like multiple hobbies, but when push comes to shove, if they were to try to make that into a business, they wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
So that's not really your passion then, so it doesn't count.
Yeah.
So like, maybe your baking doesn't count. I know. And I was like, dang, dude, that guy's for real. He just called me out on like everything.
I think people really like baking though.
Yeah.
But maybe not like.
Yeah. Shout out to our baking student.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe, but yes, I totally agree.
Yeah. So
men pick up hobbies like every other day. Like,
man,
I don't know.
They're the best.
And do women do it? I know this is all stereotypes, whatever, but. We don't have time most of this is super stereotypical right now. I shouldn't put this in, but YOLO, honestly.
Yeah, we're gonna
I don't know. I feel like a lot of your friends and Doug as well, it's like they'll have a new hobby like every 3 months.
It's the best. Like finding a new thing to be able to express
thing to end it on. I love this. It's nothing to do with anything, but this is something to do with men and women. Okay, I love this quote. It's so applicable even to our baby boy, okay? Men love things.
Yes.
And girls love people.
Yes.
Or women, whatever. Yeah, and it's like our baby boy, like he's 15 months, and he just loves things.
Yo,
he doesn't want to play with a doll.
no,
he
he
doesn't
could-
want to play make believe.
He doesn't even want to play with
He's
you.
like,
He
like
looks at you,
looking at his
doesn't
car.
like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he likes his cars. And he likes his things. Yeah.
And that's how me and Doug are too. I don't know. It's probably not always that way. Not always that way, but
no, but
from our
think
sense.
about that, and think about that when you're trying to monetize things.
Yeah.
Like, are you more interested in working with people, or helping people on those things, or are you more interested in some type of a like something with your hands, or something that you want to do that's more like a hobby?
yeah.
So there's so many different ways to be able to go about it. Like, we could probably banter on this all day long. Shout out to the person who blew up Hayley's TikTok for giving us the inspiration on this topic.
Gosh.
I'm all about it. Yeah, I guess that's how we can kind of end this new digital income family podcast.
Something to expect from this brand going forward is we're going to try our hardest to be on stories. Like, so on the Instagram account, I'm not sure what I'm going to name it yet. Hayley and Doug or Digital Income Family. I don't know. We haven't made that change literally right now, but I'll put it down below. You guys can follow us there if you aren't. We're going to try and show behind the scenes stuff. We're both going to talk on different lifestyle topics regarding family, business, raising kids, all those things. So follow us there. Also, get on our email newsletter. We're going to send out weekly emails. We haven't been the best at that, but
I'm super,
same types of stuff.
See, I'm now passionate about doing this because now I'm in it with Hayley.
Doug.
Okay, and so here we are. But
taking one for the team. Just kidding.
Kidding. But yes, emails, this going on stories, showing you guys the behind the scenes, changing the type of content, less guru, more real. Like, we're not about that grind. We're about our family.
Yeah.
And we want to be able to show you guys that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for listening and watching. If you guys are on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, is that what it's called? Spotify, whatever.
Thing.
Leave us a review.
Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts.
We really
super
appreciate
helps.
that.
Yeah, those things are super helpful. Subscribe, do all the usual stuff. Leave us hate comments, feeds the algorithm, whatever. I really don't care. Okay, I'm into it. And with that, then I guess we'll see you guys next time.
All right. Bye, guys.